One of the most striking things for me is an understanding of the many communities who have lived in Nova Scotia historically and the mark they left on the landscape by virtue of their architecture. My name's Peter Koffman. I'm an architectural historian and Killam postdoctoral fellow in the Department of History at Dalhousie University. As an architectural historian, my area of study is 19th century churches in Nova Scotia. So I visit old buildings and ask questions like, why is this building here? Why does it look the way it does? What did it mean to the people who built it? I'd done quite a lot of research for my PhD on architecture in Newfoundland, and I really wanted to do research on similar architecture in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia probably has more heritage architecture per square mile than any other place in the country, and yet so much of it was simply untouched from a scholarly point of view. So it's just a gold mine. It's like a toy box for me. I heard about the Killam postdoctoral fellowship through one of my doctoral advisors. It occurred to me that since Dalhousie was one of the Killam universities, this could be an extraordinary opportunity and in much more luxurious circumstances than I was able to do while I was doing the PhD. I applied to the Killam, crossed my fingers, and here I am. Enormous resources are at your fingertips by virtue of being a Killam Fellow. Resources in terms of the access to places and collections that the Killam Fellowship gets you that you wouldn't otherwise have. And that is an extraordinarily rare opportunity in the academic world. The nature of my research requires me to go out and explore the whole province. I might spend a week up in Cape Breton Island looking at some of the beautiful little Roman Catholic churches. The next week I might be down on the French shore looking at some of the Acadian churches. Then I'll spend some time in Lunenburg County looking at some of the extraordinary Anglican Gothic Revival churches there. In fact, when I describe to people outside of academia what I do, what I work on, I usually get a slightly incredulous look, quickly followed by, "You get paid for that?" The research I'm doing here over 2 years would take me 20 years if I were doing it in the context of having a full-time academic job. The best thing about being at Dalhousie has been what this whole experience has added to my life, not just professionally, but personally. Since arriving here, I've forged bonds, professional bonds, collegial bonds, but also friendships that I'm sure will last for the rest of my life. If there's a project that you care deeply about and desperately want to do, and it's the project of your dreams, the Killam Fellowship is your ticket to do that project.